Donkey Kong Jr. Game& Watch, the new widescreen version, not to be confused with the other Game& Watch Donkey Kong Jr. port, the tabletop version, and both of which are not to be confused with Donkey Kong 2, which is another adaptation of the same game. It released on October 26, 1982, and story-wise, it's the same as the arcade game. But once again, it clearly isn't the same events as any of the levels from that one. Unlike the Donkey Kong port, there's no justification in my mind as to why Donkey Kong would get recaptured and freed by Junior in pretty much the exact same way. This game is set in the jungle area at the beginning of the arcade game, so I'm assuming that the events of this game happened slightly before the first level of that one, and Junior just didn't fully save his father like he thought he did. I'm assuming this art released a decent bit after 1982, given the M on Mario's cap, but I don't know exactly when it would have been. Once again, I'm just showing off the little demo that the game puts at the beginning before you actually start playing. Unlike the Donkey Kong Game & Watch port, where Mario ends up eventually saving Pauline if you wait long enough, in this version, Junior's pretty bad at actually doing anything and he dies pretty quick. Like all other Game & Watch games, there's two difficulties, Game A and Game B, and if you reach 300 points, you either get a life restored or you get double points if you do it without losing any lives. Gameplay-wise, this one's pretty simple. There's snapjaws at the bottom, and then nitpickers occasionally will fly in the middle, and you just need to get up to the top where there's a swinging key, and if you go up 4 times, then Donkey Kong is freed. There's a little fruit in the middle, which gives a couple extra points if it hits any enemies, though it's not really that important to the overall gameplay loop. The actual way that you play this one is pretty darn different than how the Game & Watch Donkey Kong works. In that one, it's a lot more about patience. You need to wait for the right loop, otherwise you'll end up getting hit by the barrage of different items that are going at you. In this version, you have to go super quick. If you see any opening at all, you just need to breeze right by it, otherwise you'll just be stuck in a loop of waiting for enemies to disappear and eventually it'll overwhelm you and you'll get hit. So this one's very fast paced, and I'm actually glad that I decided to go for the 300 points instead of just saving Donkey Kong, because otherwise I wouldn't have learned how to play this game in a way that makes it actually fun. The vines spread about the level, you could hold on to them for a decent bit of time, that way you don't have to worry about just jumping over enemies. You get points for doing so, but it's only one, and it really isn't that many points compared to how many you get if you actually went through the process of saving Donkey Kong. You can only hold on to them for a limited amount of time, so you can't just hang up there forever. And sometimes you can get unlucky if there's 5 snapjaws in a row and you might just fall off for really something that's not your fault. So I lost a life in Game A because I actually get the 300 point bonus in Game B instead. Usually I play Game B of these games first, that way I could get a grasp on how difficult it will be, and if I get 300 points while losing lives there, then I could just hopefully get 300 points without losing a life easier in Game A. But I actually enjoyed this one enough that I got the bonus in Game B instead, even though it's harder. Game B is a lot more hectic. There's pretty much always at least three snapshots on screen at a given time, and you need to really be careful whenever you're weaving between them. There's also less time that you could stay on the vines, which can be a real pain if there's five snapshots in a row that get all spawned at the same time. There's not a whole lot else for me to say about this one. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would whenever I first started playing it. I was actually worried I wouldn't be able to get 300 points because I tried playing it a lot more precisely and slowly, just like the original Donkey Kong Game & Watch. But once I learned that you're supposed to play it way more fast paced, I actually enjoyed myself quite a bit.